Okay, today we're talking stablecoins. What are they, their functions, advantages and disadvantages? What are the different kinds and how important are they for the crypto market? Not a super sexy topic today, but an important one if you're a crypto investor. So stick around. Hi there, thank you for stopping by. My name is Hector. If you are new around the channel, here we talk about crypto, personal finance, and the Cardano project. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I will suggest you stick around. Also, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification if you want to be notified every time we push more content out in the tube. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about stablecoins. If you have been more than one day in crypto, you know that crypto is volatile. In fact, quite volatile. What is ironic about all this is that most cryptocurrencies were created to serve as a medium of exchange, just like you would with fiat money, but in a centralized system. Obviously, due to their huge swings in price, most cryptocurrencies have been adopted as vehicles of investment or store value instead. The problem with that is that while you can grow your wealth by holding Bitcoin, ADA, or other cryptocurrencies, you're not really taking advantage of all the benefits of decentralization as they were intended. And here's where stablecoins come in play. Simply put, a stablecoin is a cryptocurrency whose value is pegged to a real and stable asset like gold, fiat currency, or others in order to combat that price volatility experienced by cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, ADA, or any other cryptocurrency in the market by that matter. For instance, I am invested in ADA, Cardano. So if I don't want to risk the price of ADA falling against the US dollar, I can trade my ADA for USDT or Tether and be sure that it will retain my purchasing power. This method is extremely popular with crypto-only exchanges that don't supply their users with the option of exchange Bitcoin for fiat currency due to regulations or other matters. While stablecoins can be pegged to other real-world assets like gold or even oil, the vast majority of stablecoins have been created pegged to a national fiat currency like the dollar. Alright, let's talk about their functions. Stablecoins have different functions. Obviously, their main function, as their name implies, is to provide price stability. This is generally achieved via collateralization or through an algorithm mechanism. But don't worry, hang on, I will explain a little more about that later. Another important function of stablecoins is to provide liquidity to crypto exchanges. If you take a look at different crypto exchanges, you will notice that many of them don't accept USD or fiat because of regulatory reasons. And the ones that do accept tend to have less trading choices or trading pairs in turn. Also, another byproduct of this is that it's not easy to move your purchasing power from one exchange to another, and it's quite slow when you try to cash out into fiat. Which brings me to a third function, which is providing speed. For instance, if you spot a great trading opportunity and you want to invest in a less known cryptocurrency that happens to not be listed on your favorite exchange, you can still move your money or your purchasing power from that exchange to another one very quickly if you use USDT. Buy that crypto asset that you need, and then if for whatever reason you need to cash out, you can still move your gains back to USDT and move it back to your favorite exchange. In my case, for instance, that is Coinbase Pro, which happens to be very convenient when you want to transfer your money to your bank account via ACH. That way you can avoid paying those transfer fees because, yeah, Coinbase Pro doesn't charge you when you transfer via ACH. Pretty cool, right? Also, think about this use case. In the event of a local fiat currency crashing, people can easily exchange their savings with USD-backed or Euro-backed or even gold-backed stablecoins, thereby preventing the further depreciation of their savings. Imagine how useful this would be in a country like Venezuela or Argentina. And what about simple money transfer across borders? With a huge unbanked and underbanked population globally, people and businesses are looking for faster, easier, and cheaper ways to send money across borders, and stablecoins are just an ideal solution for this. Alright, cool. So lastly, stablecoins allow for the use of smart contracts. This is a big topic and it's worth of a video on its own, but for now, just know that a big part of the liquidity provided in DeFi is in the form of stablecoins. And that is part of the reason why stablecoins have become such a critical element in the DeFi ecosystem. So yeah, stablecoins allow crypto investors to stay in the cryptocurrency market with the stability of fiat currency, but with the speed and flexibility of cryptocurrencies. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Now, of course, it's not all good. Stablecoins do have some disadvantages, and we're gonna go over them in just a minute. So their first disadvantage is actually inherited of their nature. Because they are pegged to the value of a stable asset, they are genuinely not a vehicle of investment. That means that if you hold 1,000 ADA, for example, a $2 value per coin, and you trade it into USDT, you will have 2,000 USDT, right? But you will be locked up at that price. That means that if ADA shoots up in price, you are technically out of the game and you will miss out on those gains. Also, because of the same reason, they are susceptible to inflation, which most of us are trying to avoid. The second disadvantage of stablecoins is their centralization. Stablecoins are considered by many to be centralized. This is due to the fact that there's most of the time somebody or a company behind them to maintain that peg. In the case of USDT, Tether controls the supply and maintains the peg of the stablecoin. In the case of USDC, Circle and Coinbase are the ones in charge of maintaining the peg and control the supply. Okay, so we've talked about what stablecoins are, their functions, advantages, and some disadvantages. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Please stay tuned because now we're going to talk about how stablecoins maintain their peg. But before that, before we move on, if you're enjoying this content, would you please do me a favor and pump that like button for the YouTube algorithm? It really helps the channel and will make this content go further and reach more people like you. Also, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell in case you want to be notified when I release my next video. So, how do stablecoins keep their peg? Well, there are a couple of ways they manage to do that. The first one is through a collateral system, and the second one is through an algorithmic system. In the first system or collateral system, stablecoins are typically backed one-to-one by either fiat collateral or crypto collateral. The most popular stablecoins right now are backed one-to-one by fiat collateral. For example, 1 USDT is equal $1. Because the underlying collateral isn't a cryptocurrency, these type of stablecoins are considered off-chain assets. In this system, fiat collateral remains in the reserves of the central issuer or the financial institution that created that stablecoin, and must remain proportionate to the number of stablecoin tokens in circulation. Another type of collateral stablecoin is the on-chain stablecoin. As that name implies, these are crypto-collateralized stablecoins that are backed with another cryptocurrency. This process happens on-chain and employs smart contracts instead of relying on a central issuer. When purchasing this kind of stablecoins, you log your cryptocurrency into a smart contract to obtain tokens of equal representative value. You can then put your stablecoins back into the same smart contract to withdraw your original collateral amount. DAI is the most prominent stablecoin in this category that makes use of this mechanism. In both on and off-chain, the collateral is basically proof that you hold equal monetary value to the amount of stablecoin issued. Alright, as we said earlier, the second way of maintaining a peg on a stablecoin is by manipulating the coin supply in the market, also known as an algorithmic peg. An algorithmic peg means that the company writes a set of rules in a smart contract that increases or decreases the amount of stable coins issued or in circulation depending on the coin's price. Imagine that you have a stable coin that is pegged to the US dollar, right? With an algorithmic peg, assuming that a lot of people were to start hitting that like button for the YouTube algorithm, that algorithm would probably send this channel to the moon. Sorry, okay. So assuming that a lot of people start buying that coin, of course the price of the coin will rise and the peg will be broken, right? Well, to prevent this from happening, the algorithm issues new coins. This increases the supply and balances out, alleviates the pressure created by the demand and maintains the coin's value. If on the other hand a lot of people start selling off their coins, the algorithm then starts removing those coins from the market, balancing out the pressure and the price, keeping the peg of the coin. In other words, the smart contract that manages the coin acts as a central bank. It tries to manipulate the price back to the peg by changing the money supply. There are pros and cons of each peg method. Fiat collateralized pegs are generally better at giving more certainty to the stablecoin holders that the coins that they hold are indeed worth the asset that they are backed by. However, fiat collateralized pegs had some major cons also. For instance, from the company's standpoint, the asset is frozen and it can't be used for anything else. There's also the risk of embezzlement or the closing of the company's bank account, which can ruin the trust in the stablecoin. Also, from a practical point of view, it's really hard to really be sure that the company holds a proportionate amount of collateral to that of the circulating number of stablecoin tokens. And I'm looking at you, Tether. Crypto collateralized coins, on the other hand, might have the benefit of viewing the collateral on the blockchain, but the collateral itself is extremely volatile. That's the reason why premium is needed, and in many cases the company will hold up to 150% or even more of the collateral needed to make up for possible drops in the price. And algorithmic peggings also benefit from the fact that the company doesn't really need to hold any asset as collateral on hand. However, many would argue the algorithmic peggings don't really work in real life, since manipulating the money supply doesn't really guarantee that the peg would hold with all the complexities involved in maintaining the stablecoin peg. As a conclusion, we can say that stablecoins have become a critical element in the cryptocurrency offering in the last few years. Mainly because they combine the stability of fiat currency with the efficiency and speed of the blockchain technology. So much so that even today, some of the major governments across the globe are working on creating their own stablecoins. As you might have heard, China is leading the way with the creation of the Chinese digital yuan. And now, with the rumors of a Fed coin in the making, which by the way, you can find more information about that in my video up here, or maybe up here. It's just a matter of time before more CBDCs or central bank digital currencies are issued around the world. Personally, I am super excited about the potential of stablecoins and how the countries around the world can benefit from it, especially when ADA is involved. By the way, did you hear that Charles Hoskinson is in conversations with the president of El Salvador to maybe, just maybe, issue a stablecoin that will live in the Cardano blockchain but will help solve some of the volatility issues with Bitcoin as being used as a national tender in El Salvador? That would be fantastic for both the country of El Salvador, but also for the Cardano project. So if you want to learn more about that, check the description down below. I probably already made a video about that and I'm excited to share my findings with you. Alright, so this was a good one. Hey, if you made it this far, hopefully it's because you found good value in the information I provided. In which case, I will ask you for a simple favor. Pump that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps this channel to grow and it helps this content to reach more people just like you. Also, I'll be posting a lot more content like this, so if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. This is it for today, guys. This is Hector. You guys have a blessed day and I'll see you when I'll see you.